Hi, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 2023 Mercury retrograde reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels. Interesting. And spirit guides, show me clearly. It's funny, we're afraid to trust ourselves. For one reason or another, it's like, I trust me, but only up to a certain point. And we're holding back on ourselves. So that is something to be just aware of. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So if we have Scorpio or Cancer in our chart, that part of our personality, or Pisces energy more in our chart, that part of our personality can be tripping us up. It can be, making itself known, but in ways that bring out a lot of our insecurities, a lot of our doubts, a lot of our fears. We will have a tendency during this Mercury retrograde to get in our own way, to have things get confuddled and confused, which is what a Mercury retrograde does. And instead of saying, okay, listen, I'm in Mercury retrograde, I totally get this. There are going to be miscommunications, there are going to be mishaps, things aren't going to go as smoothly as I would like them to. We're going to blame ourselves, which is not going to be helpful at all. Take the blame off the table and start looking at what your heart is telling you, what you love, what you desire. If you're saying, well, I don't know, thank you, Dane, that's why I'm here. Spirit is telling you to sit quietly and say, what brings me joy? Just what brings me joy? And looking at that, it's not what brings me a release or what brings me a rush. It's just like, what do I really, really, really get joy out of? And that's going to be a very powerful thing for us during this time. With the Three of Cups, we have people around us who celebrate us, who love us. And if you're saying, no, then it's your angels, it's your spirit guides. I laugh because they're like, I'm always forgotten, and yet I'm always here with you. Guys, listen. With the Knight of Swords coming through, there's an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, this could be in our chart. This is going to be a part of our personality that's very much a go-getter, very much. Okay, so it kind of has hero energy around it, which sounds so funny to say. But the Knight of Swords is always, for me, is always the sense of the White Knight running in, like charging in on their steeds, slaying the dragon, cutting through the poison, ascending the tower, which is very much a allegory for our lives, right? We have to slay the dragon. I listened to a person, and they live in the Netherlands, and she said that they have this time where it's called like slaying the dragon, and you have to take what you are afraid of, and how are you going to conquer that? How are you going to move forward? I think she lives in the Netherlands. I can't remember. And there's a sense here of like, okay, how are we going to slay what is holding us back? Instead of making friends with it, as much as I would like to, like, we don't need to slay dragons here. We can make friends with them. But how is it that what has held us back needs to be released? And how is it that we've taken the poison in of this world, the negative, lower energy vibration? How do we need to release that? How do we need to cut it down around us? The ascension to awaken the sacred feminine within us, but to awaken the sleeping part within us, which is usually the sacred feminine, or seeing the sacred feminine having worth, because our world is very aligned with sacred masculine energy, but also that kind of like force, might equals right type of energy, which isn't technically sacred masculine energy either. So just being aware of that. The world is getting smaller. All right. This is going to be a time where we might want to be in the midst of everything, going everywhere, doing everything, but the world is getting smaller. And we need to look at what's sacredly important to us during this time. The Fool is saying we're on the brink of starting a new adventure, of opening up the doors, of going after what we really want. We're afraid of jumping. Yet, we're tired of the endless fighting that we've been in. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowman in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of January. So good luck, and the announcement will be going in a separate video, so don't get scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box. It will not be me. And if you're interested in purchasing a reading, a meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. Here we have Purposeful. Our life is filled with purpose, whether we realize it or not. And there's a good chance right now here, Pisces, that we are underestimating ourselves and not really seeing our full worth. Embracing our purpose, embracing why we're here on this earth, which, again, we live every single day, whether we realize it or not. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, we're here to expand, and we're here to find that purpose and guide us forward. So that's going to be a very big thing for us. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have the inner child. Connecting with your inner child, Pisces, is going to be a game changer. This is your heart chakra, letting your heart come forward, even though we're fighting that right now. And one of the best ways to turn the Queen of Cups, there we go, right side up, is to embrace our inner child, to say, I love this when I was small. This is what brings me a lot of joy. I'm going to start doing it again. I'm going to start laughing and having fun and embracing my inner child. Everything doesn't have to be so serious. And with the inner child energy, there's always the meditation that we can do, which is so simple and so easy. And if you've been here before, you know it. But if you close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you, and just visualize yourself with your arms wide open and visualize the child that you were running into those arms and you scooping that child up and telling that kid, I love you. I'm here for you. I will always be here for you. I will always love you. I will always protect you and listen to you. That's what we need to hear. And just having that child feel seen and heard, having us feel seen and heard is sacred to us. It's sacred. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the Hangman reversed. We see things differently. Seeing things differently is moving us towards enlightenment. Yet we're seeing things differently again, and we're doubting ourselves. It's like, ooh, am I moving forward the right way? Maybe I have this all messed up. Do I know what it is that I want? If you are moving in a place of love and of kindness and of compassion, and you're letting that light shine forward on you, you're going to see that you're moving in the right direction. Stop doubting yourself. Moving towards awakening is not always the easiest of paths, but it is an absolutely powerful one. The Queen of Cups energy. The Queen of Cups, second only to the Empress, really truly embodies and embraces the sacred feminine energy. So what we're going to see here is that we are doubting the power of the sacred feminine within us, the nurturing, the compassionate, the loving, the showing up, the sense that love matters. And we're going to start looking at ourselves and being like, I don't know if I have any gifts or any talents, or, if the way that I'm doing things is the right way. And Spirit's like, why? Why? Why are we denouncing the heart of us, the passion of us, the beauty of us? The Queen of Cups leads with her heart. She is the person who will give you a hug if you are sad. She's the person who offers a smile as you pass her by in the street. She is, and I say she doesn't have to be a she, but, queen equals she. So that's what I'm going with right now. She is that energy of love, compassion, and connection. And there is power and strength in that. If you can live in this world that gives us punch after punch, that tries to rip us down time and time again, and you can still be a loving, caring, compassionate person, that is all that matters. And that is the most powerful thing. It moves us to the Three of Cups. We can think that we're alone. We most definitely aren't. There are people who are on our side. This is, good cheer. This is happiness. This is success. These are the people who raise their glass to us. We can have a tendency as human beings to want the people who don't raise their glass to us to celebrate us. And we could be like, well, why don't they celebrate me? Why do you care? You have people on your side. And again, it might just be your angels and your spirit guides, and they want you to succeed. They want you to sit in meditation with them, to open up the doors for you and to see, okay, I can move forward this way. We always think our lives have to be glamorous. Our lives might never be glamorous. They might never be red carpet or, fancy cars or house on top of the hill type of like wonderment or aspirations. We might live a normal life. There's nothing wrong with a normal, quiet life. That's beautiful. To surround ourselves with people who celebrate us, to surround ourselves with joyous energy, to smile and laugh and connect, that's going to be a beautiful thing. It moves us to the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is saying, hey, listen, this is going to be a time in a Mercury retrograde where we get to be the heroes of our story. Now, the Mercury retrograde, getting into the astrology of it all, is from December 13th to January 1st. But the pre-Mercury retrograde began 3 weeks before Mercury retrograde. So this was on November 25th, the pre-shadow period began. And this pre-shadow period was in Sagittarius. And Mercury is going back and forth between Sagittarius and Capricorn, Sagittarius and Capricorn. So what we're going to see here is that from the 25th of November to the 1st of December, Mercury was in Sagittarius. And this had us dreaming big and looking at things and being very kind of like open and exploratory and like, oh yeah, I can do this. Come the 1st of December, Mercury moved into Capricorn energy. And this is like very much more down to earth. It's astoundingly practical. If we have Capricorn energy in our chart, this came through very strong. Wherever you have your Capricorn energy, it's like, okay, this will hit you right between the eyes type of deal. So be mindful about this. It could have made us falter in going after our dreams and believing that we can, in opening up the door and seeing what we want. And then from the 24th of December to the 1st of January, Mercury moves back into Sagittarius, bringing the big dreams forward. Now, Mercury is a messy time, okay? Air sign energy is connected with Mercury because it's about communication, it's about tech, it's about travel. So just know that with the Knight of Swords, with Knight energy, this is about movement, it's about youthfulness. It's like the sense of like, I have this energy to go and do. Whenever you think of Knights, you think of like, I don't know, you always think of moving and going and doing these physically really kind of taxing things. And it doesn't mean that we have to do physically taxing things. Don't think that. But it does mean that our energy is a lot more like, I'm going to go and get it. I'm going to go after it type of deal. Mercury is very fast moving. So we have already a fast moving, go getting energy coming forward. We can push ourselves to the absolute limits. So do be mindful about this. All right. So during this time, again, it can be messy over travel, over communication, over tech. But what we're seeing is that this Mercury retrograde is going to have a lot of things coming to the surface that need to be slain. A lot of the doubts and the fears and the negativities, the hurts, the pains, the poisons that have been within us coming to the surface and being released. And we are going to see ourselves becoming more focused, becoming more determined, becoming more insightful, embracing our words more, embracing what we want, sitting with our thoughts. This is also because Mercury is conjunct the dwarf planet Quora. And Quora is a creation god. And this creation god brings order out of chaos. And we're going to see, because it's conjunct Mercury, order coming over the chaos that is a Mercury retrograde, or that is all things Mercury. So order is coming forward. There's insight, there's ideas. It's not as chaotic a Mercury retrograde as we would expect. So we're going after our voice. We're going after what we desire. We're going after an awakening of ourselves, a deeper insight to where it is that we want to be, and the world becomes smaller because the world becomes focused on us. And we are focusing not on the universe outside, but on the universe inside. We are looking at the everyday wonderments. We are looking at the everyday struggles, and we can say, okay, things are getting too small. No, they're getting just the right size. It is time for us, Pisces, to focus on us, to look at what we desire, what we want, and what we love. The heart chakra comes in, also liver energy in Qigong, which that is our frustration and our anger. We can be looking at during this time and saying, okay, what's holding me back here? Where do I need to be? What do I love? What do I want? How am I opening up the doors? Because it's interesting, because doors are going to be opening, but it's going to be to enrich our world. But Spirit is saying, keep your world small, keep your world centered, keep focus on you stepping one foot in front of the other. When Mercury talks about travel, we always think, oh, vast differences, distances, not differences, but vast distances. And yet we travel, to the restaurant. We travel down the stairs. We travel, every single day that we move. So we travel in our mind. We can even astro project if you believe in that. And here there is a sense of, how am I traveling within my world, not within the outside world and other people's definitions and restraints and ideas, but how am I traveling within my own world? The Fool is telling us that we're kind of revved up. We're revved up for a new adventure. We're revved up for taking that leap of faith, going after what we want, what we desire, what we're looking for. And so we're embracing this energy. The Fool is looking at things and saying, can I jump? And remember, when you jump, you will fall. It's gravity. Will we fall like a feather, or like a bowling ball? It depends on where we are in our lives. What we're going to see here as well is that we're afraid of the laughter that comes with being the Fool. Now, in like a court jester type of way, a fool says what others cannot. But we're afraid of being mocked. We're afraid of being laughed at. We're afraid of being made a fool out of. Remember, everyone laughs as you are succeeding. As you say you're going to do something impossible, they might, placate you. Oh, that's so nice. But they laugh. They're like, oh yeah, you and who else? You're going to do this. Yeah, sure. Okay, fine. Everybody else wants to, but you're going to succeed. Take their laughter and just know that they'll be the ones saying, I knew you had something special about you. I knew you had a spark to you. I knew you had something to you, you know, as you succeed, as you achieve. And you might not succeed in the way that you thought. You might not. But you set the foundation for a dream and you went after it, which is more than what most people ever do in their lives. And so that dream will grow. It will take on a life of its own. We are very limited in our thoughts and in our ideas because we are only human, but spirit is infinite. So if we take that leap of faith and we follow spirit, that will be extraordinary. It moves us then to the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is us saying, you know what? I'm done fighting. I always see the Seven of Wands as like a clenched fist. It hurts after a while, just a few little seconds of clenching your fist. Your hand feels all tight and it doesn't feel good. And so here we're releasing that fist. And we can find that like there's a little bit of that tingling energy behind. So like, okay, what do I do now that I'm relaxed? Like, what do I do now that there are these opportunities moving forward for me, or that I'm not wasting my energy being all kind of like tightened up because of XYZ? How do I step into my power? Fight for what you believe in, absolutely. Don't let people walk all over you. But if we stop and correct every single fool, we'll never get to the place that we want to be. People will believe what they want to believe. That's on them. This is your journey and yourself. Move forward in it. Our subconscious spirit message is mystical. Embrace the mystical. Embrace the magical. We're going to see a strong connection with Neptune during this time, as well, astrologically speaking. And so Neptune is our ruling planet, and the mystical becomes powerful, and it becomes part of our day to day. So just be aware of this. Our subconscious chakra message is divine wisdom reversed. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. Divine wisdom is coming down, and we're thinking, no, not ready for this, don't want this, need to move forward in the way that I want to. Spirit is going to trip you up, slow you down until you start to connect with it. So just be aware of this divine wisdom. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Four of Wands reversed. Our devotion to something, okay, what we kind of said, like, oh, this is what I'm doing, is going to be tested. We might find that we walk away from things that we thought, oh no, I'd never like lose interest in that or walk away from that type of deal or that idea or that way of being. We are. It doesn't mean that things that like we need to be responsible for, we're just not going to be. But it does mean here that we're reevaluating a lot of things that we thought, oh, this was so important. And we're going to be like, is it? Is it really important? Because I don't think so. So just be aware of that. And this is the energy to be mindful of. So yeah, spirit is like we can really, really look at things, think, that's not that important. And then just kind of want to walk away. And spirit's like, well, you can't just walk away. So just be mindful about that. Our subconscious tarot message is the Hermit reverse. This is Virgo energy. So if you have Virgo energy in your chart or Virgos in your life, you might find them a little bit challenging subconsciously. You might not even be aware of it here, Pisces. This is also your sister sign energy, so it can be tripping you up. But here, during this time, we're not going to want to turn inward. Subconsciously, we're going to be wanting to be out in the midst of everything, doing everything, seeing everything. Again, the world is reversed. It's time to look at the universe within. Spirit is going to trip us up if we don't slow down and take the wisdom that's coming our way. So just be mindful about this during this time. That looking inward seems like the least interesting thing to do, and yet it's going to wind up being one of the most interesting things we do during this Mercury retrograde. All right. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this Mercury retrograde, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And have a blessed Mercury retrograde and happy holidays. Bye.